the apocalypse in California. Bro, real life apocalypse in California. Everything is burning to the ground. You guys, it's like a zombie land. Look at this. Look at this, bro. Everything's burning to the ground, you guys. People left their cars. They left everything behind. Newscaster out. Man. If this ain't crazy, then what's crazy, you guys? Is the world coming to an end? Oh my God, look at the grocery store. Look at this shit, you guys. What the fuck?
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's nuts for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to Judith Z. Miller. She sent this for the upcoming podcast. There was a little article that said why SoCal, aka South Carolina, burns and who's to blame. 5 harsh truths about the devastating fires. They say 1, they knew this was coming. 2, budget priorities that set us up to burn. 3, fighting fires with modern day slavery. Oh, because you've heard? Did you hear about that with the prisoners that were also helping the firefighters or whatever? Like they were like, well, you can get into that. 4, billionaires own California's water. They own it, aka they hoard it. And 5, insurance companies are skipping town. So the first one, they knew this was coming. Let's see about this. Oil and gas companies like ExxonMobil knew as far back as the 1970s that fossil fuels would cause catastrophic climate change. A report from the Harvard Gazette revealed that Exxon's internal projections on the impact of carbon emissions were frighteningly accurate, even more so than government forecasts. Despite knowing the fossil fuels would lead to rising temperatures, droughts, and wildfires, ExxonMobil did not sound the alarm. Instead, they sowed doubt, funded climate denial, and doubled down on expanding their fossil fuel empire. So that's spelling out that this company knew that it was coming. Gas companies and oil companies knew that this was going to happen, but didn't do anything to prevent it. Budget priorities that set us up to be burned. At the local level, LA's political leaders have also failed their communities. Instead of investing in critical infrastructure to combat the growing climate crisis, like increasing funding for firefighting services, the LA City Council made a different choice. As Ariana Jasmine reports, Los Angeles Fire Department's budget decreased by about $17.6 million this year. The LA City Council did this while giving the green light to a 4-year commitment contract to grow LAPD with a hefty price tag of $1 billion. So they funded the police and they defunded the fire department, which is nuts because obviously right now what they're going through, that's a crazy setup. Number 3 was fighting fires with modern day slavery. So who is on the front lines battling these infernos? Many of them are incarcerated individuals working for slave wages. It's worth highlighting some key and mortifying data points from a recent Forbes analysis below. In California, prison labor is used to fight wildfires. While incarcerated people volunteer for these roles, the conditions and compensation are appalling. They're paid as little as 16 cents to 74 cents an hour, or a daily rate of $5.80 to $10.24. Their daily food budget is $4, usually comprising of a sandwich and an apple. When they're released from prison, they're barred from getting jobs as firefighters due to felony convictions, despite risking their lives due to the job while incarcerated. That's crazy. That's crazy. And Quasi mentioned modern day slavery as far as poverty. He compared poverty to modern day slavery. Oh, that's modern day slavery. But the prison system is modern day slavery, especially in California. I don't know about everywhere in the United States, But clearly, with those numbers and those facts, modern day slavery is in the prisons. Billions hoard California's water. Wildfires don't just need heat to spread; they need drought conditions, which have worsened due to the privatization of California's water supply. More Perfect Union has conducted outstanding investigative journalism in this space. The Resnicks, a billionaire couple worth over $8 billion, own the majority of California's water rights. Their control over this critical resource has caused untold harm to 40 million Californians. Water should be a public resource, but in California, it's treated like a commodity for billionaires. That's fucking nuts. That's really OD, because the billionaire couple owns the majority of California's water.
That doesn't
That don't even make no sense. That don't make no sense. That's just crazy. These are just crazy ass facts.
So I'm just saying the government do what they do, man, and this is disgusting.
That's
disgusting.
Nasty work, and it's just not even a joking way. It's like really just like eye opening and like mind boggling, because like why do they own a majority of the water?
This ain't random though. Like this wildfire ain't random. Like
we're gonna get to that.
That shit ain't random.
The last one is number 5. Insurance companies are skipping town. Adding insult to injury, home insurance companies are abandoning California. As Barron's reports, after the devastating wildfires of 2017 and 2018, many insurers either paused coverage in high-risk areas of raised premiums to unaffordable levels. State Farm, one of the largest insurers in the country, recently canceled 72,000 policies in California, with many of those cancellations affecting high-risk upscale neighborhoods in LA, including areas now engulfed in flames. These companies aren't just fleeing from risk, they're leaving ordinary Californians without the safety net they need to rebuild their lives. This not only devastates Californians, it sets horrific precedent for other parts of the country that will soon be impacted by climate crisis, or are already being impacted by the climate crisis. A recent study warns of this growing insurance bubble across the United States, which, when it pops, it will devastate millions. Yeah, so that's just, all this is crazy. All these facts are crazy. The insurance companies dipping out on the people is nuts, because how are they supposed to rebuild? If there was any thought of moving out to Cali, you could cross that off the list.
Yeah, I used to want to.
Yeah, that's a fact. At least for like a couple months or some shit like that. But like, it's not even worth it. Maybe like to visit, but definitely wouldn't get a crib out there. And I think it's it's obviously not all of California. It's definitely like Southern California and whatnot. But madness nevertheless. What you think?
I don't think this shit is an accident. I don't think this shit is random.
You don't think this is a game?
Yeah, none of the above. Like, I think the government got a plan. I think we're gonna see a lot of crazy shit in the next 4 years, bro.
Let me before we get into that, let me just say, Chris Brown had a statement. He said, "Someone starting these fires. Shit don't add up," with the eye emoji. That's from Chris Brown. He said, "LA, make sure y'all throw a ceremony or a parade for these firefighters and first responders after this. Also, the prisoners who were out there risking their lives need time to knock off their sentences."
For sure.
Just saying.
For sure.
Back to what you were saying about you don't think it's an accident. Kind of
but like what he said in the first one, like shit ain't adding up. Like I mean, sometimes you gotta use your third eye.
Okay.
And nobody can see your third eye.
Okay.
A lot of people have a third eye.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying, you got a sixth sense, you know.
There's definitely conspiracies that like, someone was saying that like Diddy, his joint was gonna get raided in the next couple days, but that's
so they said he burned down the whole Cali.
I'm just saying there's mad conspiracies floating around. There's Trump about to be going into office on the 20th. Okay. So it's just different things that are happening this month that they like speculations and conspiracies and whatnot.
Well, what I was really trying to say too, not to cut you off, is
Yeah,
like
you think?
they distracting us. Like, it's what
Okay.
I'm saying. Like, there's probably something bigger going on that we're just being distracted by it. And not to say like this ain't no big deal, because obviously like condolences to the families that lost their houses and even people, or people lost their jobs or whatever through the fires and stuff. I'm talking about there's something bigger going on that is trying to be pushed under the rug. Like that's what I mean.
What's it called? This is what Joe Rogan had to say in 2024, like months before all this happened.
I talked to a fireman once. This is one of the reasons that freaked me out. And he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind and the fire's going to start in the right place and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean. And there's not a fucking thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it. Because these fires are so big, dude. When they're talking about like thousands of acres that are burning simultaneously with like 40-mile-an-hour winds. And the wind's just blowing embers through the air, and those embers are landing on roofs, and those houses are going up, and they're landing on bushes, and those bushes are going up, and everything's dry. And once it happens in a way where it's so spread out that there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do.
You just have to evacuate, right?
Nothing.
And it's either that or God doing what He's doing right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
you think it's either nature doing what it's doing, or you think it's God doing what he's doing?
No. I think it's either God's doing what he's doing, or I think that the government, affected the nature. Because the government could do that. Like the government can make it rain. Like they can make it rain if they wanted to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's either that or God mad right now. Too many people doing too much shit they're not supposed to right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's tired of the bullshit, especially out in LA. Probably. I don't know.
Well, hopefully we figure out one way or another what the cause of this is. Make sure if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you chime in, because we're responding to comments in real time. We're live right now. Tell me where you're from. If you have any opinions on what we're talking about, make sure you tap in so we can talk back to you. Headlines Podcast, over 15 episodes, talking about different things, music related, dating related. We play mad games, mad jokes, different fights, arguments, debates, and whatnot. So the channel is just going to continue to grow. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out the rest of the channel, and I'll see you next time.